Good Wednesday morning, everybody. Thank you once again for tuning in to Gulf Coast Weather Solutions this morning. I'm meteorologist Johnny Lively, and this Wednesday morning show is sponsored by HB Neal Construction. Now, we had a very active Tuesday evening. We look on the Tamco Live Doppler radar this morning. We're seeing a lot of the showers and some of the thunderstorm activity is mainly along the coast from Lake Jackson to Lake City down towards Galveston and the High Island region. A lot of this morning will stay along the coast, and then this afternoon, this will spread out to at least 50 to possibly 60% coverage along the I would say more inland areas. So right now, a lot of this is concentrated towards the coast, and then later on this afternoon, getting into the early evening time hours, this will spread a little bit more towards the woodlands, possibly towards Woodville and Jasper, Beaumont, and Lake Charles region. So everything right now is far towards the south. We zoom out, you can see a pretty active West Texas and getting into the Texas Panhandle. You can see where that boundary is that extends from Houston into the offshore into parts of Pensacola, or well offshore Pensacola into Tampa, and you'll actually see it out on the satellite radar, but just showing that you do have a lot of showers and thunderstorms in Florida, and again over there towards West Texas. That means out there towards West Texas, there's some type of energy that's giving off these storms. We'll talk about what that's going to do for us coming up tomorrow. Here we are in the satellite imagery sponsored by Tamco Hail Guard Beyond Class 4. There's an upper level trough into the Gulf that's given all that moisture, but we also have this weak frontal boundary, not really doing much in the temperature department, but this is what's giving us those showers mainly along the coast. This is what brought that line of showers and thunderstorms from the north down towards the coast yesterday evening. Now this is along the coast, well offshore. This is what will give us at least 50% coverage later this afternoon, but a lot of this right now is towards the coast. Temperatures, we actually have some upper 60s far towards the north, like St. Augustine, Lufkin, and Hemphill, but the rest of us, we are into the low 70s down towards the coast into the mid to upper 70s already. Galveston, definitely the warmest spot this morning at 78 degrees, thanks to our sponsor of Neutron Electrical Services. One of the big reasons we're seeing slightly cooler temperatures, especially towards north of that weak frontal boundary, but thanks to all that rain-cooled air that we saw yesterday evening. Now, this afternoon, or really today, is not going to be as active as we saw yesterday, but we still are expecting at least 40 to 50% coverage, with some areas possibly like Louisiana getting up to 60% coverage. It mainly will be during the afternoon hours. We get the heat of the day along with the moisture, possibly some outflow boundaries kind of developing. This is what will give us a chance for some isolated to scattered showers and storms later on this afternoon, but not as active as it was yesterday, thanks for a sponsor of Modern Concrete Material. So as we look this morning, sponsored by Switch Electric on the Futurecast, you can see a lot of the activity mainly towards the coast. You can see an isolated shower towards maybe the I-10 corridor, but a lot of this will be towards League City, Galveston, and High Island. This is all flowing westward into their region, but once we get into this afternoon, we get the heat of the day, a little bit more moisture. We see the coverage kind of spreading a little bit further inland. Again, 60% coverage for the Louisiana side, and for the Houston to Beaumont side, at least 50% coverage for some isolated to scattered showers and storms. Kind of what we've been seeing the last couple of days, but yesterday was a lot more active. Don't think today will be as active, but we still expect to see some showers and thunderstorms later on this afternoon. And then by the evening time hours, we lose that daytime heating, we lose the storms. But as we get into Thursday, again, lots of moisture continues to flow in. One of the biggest things we'll see is off towards the west. That is where this upper level low will kind of track through. That's why we see some showers and thunderstorms in West Texas right now, already starting to see a little bit of that energy in those regions. But Thursday, we'll get a lot more activity because of this. And if we go into the moisture content, we've been talking about this probably way too long now, but this is what's giving us all the showers and thunderstorm opportunity. It sticks around today, especially tomorrow on Thursday, even on Friday as well, too. We possibly will see a lot more of the moisture off towards the east, but still, parts of Texas and in southwest Louisiana, we're getting a lot of deeper moisture into our region. Thursday, Friday, even this weekend, Saturday, and lingering into Sunday and Monday as next week. So as long as these high levels of moisture in here, we're going to see overnight lows really warm at night, and we're going to see the humidity high, and we're going to see the rain chances definitely sticking around. So thanks to Do Good Credit Union showing us that the moisture content really just isn't sticking away. We don't get dry really anytime soon. I don't see us getting in a drought anytime soon. This brings us to the rainfall outlook. At least 50% coverage today, 60 to 70% coverage on Thursday, and we stick around even Friday into the weekend. We still have the chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms. High moisture content, and it keeps the rain in the forecast really the next 5 to 7 days. How much rain are we talking? Today through at least Sunday night, we're expecting some isolated areas can get up to 1 to 3 inches of rain. Widespread wise, about a half an inch to an inch and a half is what we're expecting. But some of these isolated areas, 1 to 3 inches of rain definitely is possible. And some of the heavier amounts could be off towards the east, towards central and mainly into eastern Louisiana, especially well offshore where that deeper tropical moisture is going to be associated. Later on this afternoon, we're going to be mostly into the upper 80s. Some areas can get into the low 90s. We expect 50 to 60% coverage across the general region thanks to a sponsor of Silsby Ford. Get you one. And then overnight tonight, it's going to be warm and muggy, kind of what we've seen. Mainly, we'll see these chance for some showers in the evening time. And then once we get into tonight, it's all going to die down. That icon is mainly for this evening. Those temperatures are mostly going to be into the upper 60s far towards the north, but the rest of the region into the low to mid 70s, upper 70s down towards the coast. It looks active the next 5 to 7 days. That's because it kind of is, especially during the afternoon hours. You get the heat of the day. You got some pretty decent moisture content really the next 5 to 7 days. So we're stuck into this wet pattern. It's not going to rain all day, every single day, but we've got pretty good window of opportunity every single day the next 5 to 7 days for Southeast Texas. Same thing for Southwest Louisiana. We might have a little bit of, a break on Friday, but still the coverage is still pretty decently high on 40% for Southwest Louisiana. I don't see us going dry anytime soon. We do look pretty wet the next 5 to 7 days. Notice that those overnight lows are into the upper 60s to low 70s. It's just showing us that the high moisture content here, and so we're going to stay pretty warm and pretty humid. But this is what we see this time of year anyway. Good time to go download the free Gulf Coast Weather Solutions app. We're tracking some storms later this afternoon, and we're doing it again the next 5 to 7 days. So good time to go download this free app. It keeps you updated around the clock 24/7. So we'll keep doing radar updates throughout the day today, but video-wise, I won't see you again until Thursday morning for the Thursday morning show. But Mr. Lucas Boswick will have our next 7-day update later this afternoon and our next evening video later this evening. Y'all have a wonderful Wednesday. Duck and dodge some of those storms later on this afternoon and evening, but other than that, have a great Wednesday, and thanks again for tuning in to Gulf Coast Weather Solutions.
Gulf Coast Weather Solutions is sponsored by
At Gulf Coast Weather Solutions, we focus on delivering reliable weather forecasts. Our new app provides reliable weather updates and alerts no matter where you are. With real-time weather alerts and warnings, you can stay informed and prepared wherever you go. Download the Gulf Coast Weather Solutions app today on the App Store and Google Play and stay connected no matter where you are.